Hey everybody, it's the Nitty Professor here, and I thought it might be a nice time to reflect on Red Wing Heritage boots and give you some ideas of the things that I think they're doing well, things that they could be doing a little bit better. Just totally my opinion based on having, to be honest, I'm not sure how many I have. More than I need, let's put it that way. But in any case, some of you, you might be considering giving Red Wing boots to your friends for Christmas, your family, or you may be requesting them. That would make a lot of sense too. So I just thought it'd be an interesting topic to talk about Red Wing boots behind their back and, speculate a little bit on what's going well and what could be going a little bit better. So I made a little list for myself. So let's talk about the leathers. So the leathers are, oh, I got a cat. Hey, shut up, cat. Leathers are all tanned right there at the foot tannery in Red Wing. That's my understanding. So one of the things I noticed is that there could be a little greater variety. So I've got an olive Mojave here. Great, that's pretty nice. It's a little bit distinctive. I've got a gray. These the charcoal rough and tough Iron Rangers. Gray isn't an everyday color, but we also have a lot of browns. This is your copper rough and tough, and we have the black. I forget if this is a rough and tough or what, but it's black. And here's another brown. That's the Amber Portage. There's the Prairie Black. There also are limited options for rough out. So this is a rough out, and I have the Hawthorne Mule Skinner, which is a rough out. I don't think I've seen a black rough out leather for Red Wing. I think it'd be cool, but I think it'd also be cool if they could maybe just sort of change it up a little bit. Have I don't know, some elk or some bison, or maybe a collab, where they do something. They had the pink leather. I still see those kind of floating around, the pink mock toes, which is really cool, right? That's kind of a good example of how they could maybe do something, just change it up a little bit. The Oro leather, that's kind of an orange color. It's just really iconic for Red Wing. But, they just kind of cycle through the same leathers over and over again. And I just think it'd be cool if they could change it up just a little bit more. Give us just a little bit more variety. Something that I think Red Wing does better than a lot of companies in the heritage boot area is that they have women's boots. I was just on their website and I was just taking a look at all of the options that they have, and they have a women's specific Iron Ranger. They have the Clara. They have like a tall boot. There's a Harriet boot that's got a bit of a heel to it. They have mock toes, and they have like a nice selection of different colors, which is kind of cool to see. So, even more interesting than this olive color, which is, this is pretty unique, right? I haven't seen this color in any other boot. But I do honor and respect the fact that Red Wing is really trying to create some options for women. Now, I'm probably not that unusual, but I'll just say I'm unusual. So my feet have always been wide. My mom's feet were wide. I mean, my hands are bigger than my son's hands, which is crazy. My mom's hands were always like wide, and she's like 5'6" or something like that. So most women, they're not like me. So they, if you want to get into a heritage boot, you're restricted. You've got Thursday, you've got a few Grant Stones, you've got Red Wing, maybe a few Rancourts. Oak Street doesn't have anything. I don't think Truman, nada. I think Nick's does have some women's boots, which is awesome because their quality is so good. So in any case, Red Wing is doing something right with offering women's specific boots, and I'm really glad that they are doing that. Let's look at the soles. So had a little discussion with a couple of subscribers recently since I did the video on the soles that are appropriate for winter. So on the Iron Ranger, they're like, when I talked to Jared at the store in Omaha, he was going into how they want to keep this low profile, and so they don't really have a midsole. They've got the cork in there, and then they have this Vibram mini lug. So fine, okay, you want to have a low profile, that's great, but this mini lug sole, I don't know. I don't have like my older pair of boots out here, but that sucker just gets hard. I'm not sure what happens to make it that way. So this is my newer, this is the copper rough and tough. But on the couple pairs, like my Blacksmiths, I've had them for several years, and the Mule Skinner, that's the rough out. So I wear those all the time. You've seen how destroyed they are. They're like the most comfortable boots I own, except for the sole. Like the sole, it's just too thin. Honestly, you've got, you know, not much of a midsole, and then you've got this really incredibly hard. I'm not sure why this Vibram Mini Leg sole has to be so hard. When I compare that to this Chemigum sole, this sole is like a little bit different. I don't know, it just feels better. Well, and this also has more of a midsole, right? So this Iron Ranger, this is by far my most comfortable Iron Ranger. It's not even fully broken in, but I have more support on the bottom, which I like, whereas with the other Iron Rangers, so this one's broken in a fair amount, and it just, after a while, just, it's like almost as smooth as glass. I'm not a big fan of these soles. Now, I think it'd be really cool if Red Wing would consider changing it up a little bit, and wouldn't it be nice if they offered a leather sole? So I didn't bring it out here, but I have several pairs of Wolverine 1000 Miles in leather soles, and I just love them. I mean, if you want to have that slim profile, then just put some leather under there. That would be really cool. You can keep your, you know, the heel stack and everything, or you could do something like this. So here's the Wolverine. This is my Pullman. These kind of gotten the crap worn out of them, which is fine because I love them. I wear them all the time. But they have this option where you've got this Vibram. I don't even remember what this is called, so I apologize for not telling you the name. Please fill in the blank there, those of you who are in the know, which is a lot of you, and I really appreciate that. But we have the leathers, a half sole, and then the Vibram heel stack and the Vibram foot. So I think this is kind of a good way around, you know, it's traditional, but the material on this is just way grippier. It's really a much more comfortable ride, if you will, on your foot, on the bottom of this boot. I can wear these all day long, and what happens with my Iron Rangers is, yeah, I can wear them all day long, but guess what? I'm walking on grass. I'm walking on dirt, because I have almost an acre here, and where I walk the dogs, it's dirt. So yeah, I can wear my Iron Rangers all day there, but as far as like taking them into the city and pounding the concrete all day long, I couldn't do it, you know, and I'm not even sure I could do it with this particular Chemigum sole. But I might be able to do it with these because there's more of a midsole, and honestly, I feel better about this particular sole, that it's time for something, than I do about the Vibram Mini Lug. So if you want to, you know, if the Vibram Mini Lug is like the best you can come up with, great. Maybe give it to people as an option, but give them other options too. Like, why does it have to have a slim profile? I mean, because you're just like trying to be historically accurate or something like that, you know, somehow you get away with it not having a slim profile on this boot. And I just think this boot is awesome. That's the 4331. That's the writer's room that they designed themselves over there in Hamburg, and I think they did an awesome job just sort of taking the Iron Ranger and just tweaking it so that it's just 20% better. So that's some of my thoughts on the soles. Now, I don't have mock toe boots, but I think in the mock toe area, the Red Wing Boot Company is probably doing something truly right, because I think they occupy a space in the mock toe area that is unique and that is very successful. My son, who y'all are going to meet in a few weeks here, has a couple of pairs of the mock toes with the Vibram Christie sole, and I think it's their sole. In any case, they've worked out great. You can kind of plow through those soles pretty quickly, you know, if you do enough walking, which he does. But on the other hand, you've got a cat fight going on. You've got the comfort level, and you've got a good amount of wearability, and they're pretty easy to replace. And I think I'm not really a mock toe girl, so I'm not like a big mock toe boot wearer. I have like one pair, but I think in that space, Red Wing is really hard to beat. So, you know, if you want to go to like a NYX or something, or I know Truman's coming out with some Christie Vibram sole boots, which is great, but I really honor Red Wing for what they're doing in the mock toes. They've got a lot of history there. Their style is wonderful, and it's hard to beat in that area. That's my opinion. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. Maybe I'm off just because, like I say, I personally don't own any. As far as, so I was looking on the website today to see what boots is Red Wing peddling now. So you've still got your Iron Rangers, your They have the Beckmans coming out. They have the Blacksmiths and the Mock Toes. They've got Chelsea's and the Chaka, which is great. Now for this is the Merchant, and I kind of feel like these are similar to the Beckmans, what they're trying to do with those. And the one critique I have of this boot is it's just a hair too short, because I don't get the ankle support that, if I'm going to go to all the trouble of wearing a boot, I want to have ankle support. And somehow with the Iron Rangers, they just managed to be just a hair taller. You can kind of see there. I'm trying to hold the bottoms straight and get the heels all lined up. So, yeah, they're just a little bit taller. That's a better angle right there. Maybe, you know, a ½ inch. And the reason I wear boots is support. And I don't get quite the support with these because they're just short enough. So I could see their, just, you know, when they have the Beckman or whatever, just make it so that it's the same height as the Iron Rangers. That's just my opinion. Maybe it's a style consideration, but I might as well wear a desert boot if I'm going to wear this, you know, in a way. I mean, this has more support underneath, but up here, it's not the same. And the desert boot hits me a little lower, so it doesn't bother me where my ankle bends the way this boot does. So I think there's room for making this boot just a little bit taller. What else do I have here? Oh yeah, so Red Wing is really good at marketing really cool boots in Japan and the Netherlands that they don't sell here. I'm like, really? Why do I have to go and look at the bargain basement down in Red Wing in order to find cool boots? And then they're like in the size, you know, 12 quadruple E or a 7B or something like that. And they're not going to fit normal people's feet or even most people's feet. Not that those feet aren't normal. So I know plenty of people with big feet and small feet, but they're sort of just a little bit on the margins there. So I think it's a little infuriating and frustrating when I see some kind of really cool boot that's available for sale in Tokyo and there's no way I can order it here in the United States. I think it would be cool if they could just make everything available everywhere, and especially to treat the American audience with a little more respect instead of just kind of feeding us the same boots over and over again. So that's another thing that I think Red Wing might want to consider as far as the equitable distribution of the kinds of boots. And then the last point that I have on my little cheat sheet here is the box. So the boxes that I get from Red Wing, they're really flimsy, you know. I mean, this box is like, it's kind of crushed. And this is the one that my charcoal Rough and Tough came in. This handle, like I've got a couple of them, the handle's just ripping off. And it's easy to perforate, it's easy to put holes in there. All it takes is, you know, a couple of trips of my cats across this box, and it's sort of screwed. And the hole, like I'm wearing through the hole there. When I grab all my boxes, I keep my boots stored in the boxes, and then I just, you know, just grab them one hand like that. And of course, this hole, it's taking a beating. I think they could do better. You know, look at how creased that handle is. That's kind of ridiculous. At some point, it's going to fall off. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to have to like tie string around it? I mean, come on. So I think, I want to say this white box that the 4331s that are marketed in Europe, I was lucky to find them. I think this is a little bit sturdier material. So again, it's still kind of crunching on top there. You can see, you know, I've got like 5 or 6 boxes of boots weighing down one on the other in my collection. But I feel like this handle is going to hold up a little bit better. The hole hasn't worn down too much yet. But I think Red Wing could stand to take a cue from one of my other favorite brands of boots, which is the Wolverine 1000 Mile. This box is beautiful. It is extremely sturdy. I've never had one of these boxes just kind of crunched down. We've got a beautiful lid here. It's really sturdy. It's not made of corrugated cardboard. This is some serious cardboard. And then the hole, look at that hole. So, you know, when I grab this box of boots and I've got my finger in that hole there, nothing's going to happen. It's made of metal. Would it cost a little more, you know? Would it cost like $2 more for me to have this kind of a nice box with the Red Wings? Yeah, probably. I mean, come on, they're already $400. So if you add $3 on there, I'm not going to care. And the other thing that's so nice about the packaging with Wolverine is that you automatically get this nice cloth in there. And I just think it's a really nice touch. You know, we're buying heritage boots. A lot of people who buy heritage boots are collectors, and they want to be treated like a collector. They don't want to be treated like someone who deserves, you know, the same cardboard that your cat litter came in, for example. So I think, you know, labeling, great, I love it, you know, but this box, at some point, I'm going to have to burn it because it's just going to die. Now it says recycled materials. I like that. We're environmental, but you can use recycled materials and you can have something that's a little bit sturdier than this. So overall, I think Red Wing is a great product in their heritage boot lines. The boots are sturdy, they last, the comfort level overall is really good, the support is really good. The leathers, I'm going to give them a B. You know, they have some variety. It's wonderful that it's made in the United States. Could be a little bit more variety as far as I'm concerned. You know, I don't know how they sell what they sell. So obviously they've got some gurus up there who are making financial decisions and deciding, you know, how much money they can afford to make and lose on different products. But in any case, overall, I am a very satisfied Red Wing customer. I do see some things that they could do a little bit differently. If they want to bring me on in their marketing team, I'm game. But I also have a lot to do already as a translator and a German teacher. So, and of course, as a novelist. But in any case, I'd love to hear you weigh in on this topic. Let me know what you think about Red Wing and what they're doing right, what they're not doing so well. And pretty soon, I'll probably do a similar video for, well, probably with Wolverine. So I appreciate y'all subscribing and listening and commenting. It means a lot to me. I've already learned a lot about boots. I can't stop talking about them. They make me happy and they make you happy. And that just makes me happy overall. So y'all have a wonderful day and we'll talk soon. Ciao.